Imagine it's a late Sunday evening and you're surrounded by a sea of textbooks, notes scattered everywhere. Overwhelmed? You're not alone. It's a familiar picture for many students. The clock ticks menacingly, the pile of books seems insurmountable, and every glance at the calendar is a fresh wave of panic. You're not just studying a subject, you're juggling several, each with its own set of challenges and mountains of information to retain. This scenario is especially true for students tackling the rigorous demands of the IGCSE curriculum, where mastering multiple subjects isn't just an option, it's a requirement. The stress of keeping up can feel like you're perpetually treading water, struggling to keep your head above the academic waves. But here's a comforting thought. This doesn't have to be a solo swim. There are strategies, proven and effective, that can transform this chaotic ocean of information into manageable streams. But fear not. Today we dive into some life-saving strategies to keep you afloat. Every successful voyage needs a good map. The same goes for your study journey. Imagine embarking on a journey without knowing the paths or the destinations. Sounds daunting, doesn't it? That's exactly what studying without a plan feels like. To avoid being overwhelmed and to ensure every subject gets its due attention, a well-structured study schedule is indispensable. Let's start with the basics, assessment of your subjects. Not all subjects demand the same amount of time and effort. Categorize them based on their complexity and the proximity of their exam dates. Subjects that you find challenging, or those with looming exam dates, should naturally take priority. Now, once the priorities are set, it's time to allocate time. How much time do you have each day for studying? Be realistic. If you have 4 hours available, don't cram 8 hours of study into them. It's not just ineffective, it's counterproductive. Here's where tools come into play. Digital calendars or planners can be extremely helpful. They allow you to visualize how your week looks at a glance. Allocate blocks of time to each subject based on your earlier assessment. For example, if mathematics is a tough nut to crack and your exam is a month away, consider dedicating at least 2 blocks of study time per week to it. Remember, flexibility is key, life is unpredictable. Some days you might need to shift your focus unexpectedly. A good plan isn't rigid, it adapts. Use your digital planner to adjust as needed, but try to always compensate for lost time. Also, integrate breaks and leisure time. It's vital to avoid burnout. Your brain needs rest as much as it needs stimulation. Including short breaks and downtime will enhance your overall productivity and mental health. In conclusion, think of your study schedule as a map guiding you through a dense forest. Each planned step increases your chances of reaching your destination efficiently and effectively. With your plan in place, you're ready to navigate through your studies more smoothly. Ever tried eating a whole cake at once? Not the best idea, right? Let's apply that to studying. When the pages of textbooks start to look endless and the hours stretch out before you, it's time to consider the power of chunking. This technique involves breaking down your study material into manageable, bite-sized pieces. Imagine trying to memorize the entire periodic table in one go. Overwhelming, isn't it? But what if you learned just 5 elements each day? Chunking works because it taps into the brain's natural capacity for processing and storing information more efficiently. By dividing a large amount of content into smaller, focused segments, you allow your brain to focus intensely without being overwhelmed, leading to better retention and understanding. Let's take history, for example. Instead of cramming an entire chapter on the Industrial Revolution in one session, you could break it down. One day for the key figures, another for important inventions, and a third for the societal impacts. This method not only keeps your study sessions fresh, but also helps create mental connections between the information, enhancing your recall. For subjects like mathematics, chunking could mean focusing on one type of problem at a time. Master quadratic equations today, and tackle geometric proofs tomorrow. This builds a solid foundation in each area before moving on to the next, reducing confusion and boosting confidence. Remember, small bites make it easier to digest big information. Repetition might sound boring, but it's the secret ingredient to mastering your subjects. When it comes to learning, the magic often lies in the seemingly mundane. Revisiting the same material multiple times might not seem like the most thrilling strategy, but its effectiveness is backed by decades of cognitive science. The key is not just to repeat, but to do so smartly. Enter the realm of active recall and spaced repetition. two techniques that transform the act of repetition from mindless parroting to strategic mastery. Active recall involves testing yourself on the information you're trying to learn, rather than passively reviewing your notes. It forces your brain to retrieve the information and strengthens your memory connections. Spaced repetition, on the other hand, is about timing your reviews at increasing intervals. It exploits the psychological spacing effect, where you gradually increase the time between reviews of what you've learned. This method ensures that information is cemented in your long-term memory, making it easier to recall when you need it most. To integrate these techniques into your study routine, consider using digital tools like Anki or Quizlet. These apps are designed to help you organize your study material and automatically schedule reviews, using algorithms that adhere to the principles of spaced repetition. They turn what could be a tedious process into a more dynamic and manageable one. Keep revisiting your material and watch yourself become a master in no time. Studying the same subject for hours can be as dull as watching paint dry. Let's spice it up. Ever wondered how to break the monotony of your study sessions and actually boost your learning efficiency at the same time? Enter the interleaving technique. This method involves switching between topics or types of problems during your study time, rather than focusing on just one. Imagine you're studying mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Instead of dedicating one block of time to each, you mix them up. You might work through a physics problem, then switch to a chemistry concept and solve a math equation afterward. This variation not only keeps your study session from becoming predictable and boring, but it also sharpens your problem-solving skills. Why does this work? Interleaving forces your brain to continually retrieve different kinds of information and apply different strategies. This active retrieval makes deeper connections in your brain, enhancing both understanding and recall. By mixing things up, you're not only keeping your brain engaged, but also enhancing your ability to learn and apply knowledge. What's a better way to check your ship's strength than facing the storm? Testing yourself with quizzes and practice exams is akin to a navigator testing the waters before setting sail. It's not just about proving what you know, it's about discovering what you don't. Imagine each quiz as a beacon on your journey to mastery. Every test taken illuminates areas that need more attention and reinforces the concepts you already understand. This process isn't just about spotting your weaknesses, it's about turning them into your strengths. By consistently challenging yourself, you build a robust foundation of knowledge and confidence. Think of this as a cycle of preparation, testing, analysis, and improvement. Each cycle sharpens your mind and hones your abilities. The goal here is not mere memorization, but deep understanding and application of knowledge. So, integrate regular self-assessments into your study routine. Treat them not as a daunting challenge, but as a tool for growth and learning. Regular quizzes and tests aren't just a check, they're an essential part of your study toolkit. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Time to balance those scales. In the whirlwind of preparing for exams, it's easy to forget that we're not just brains on legs. We're complex, feeling beings who thrive on variety and balance. As you dive deep into study sessions, remember that maintaining a healthy, balanced lifestyle is not just good for your spirit, it's a strategic move for your intellect as well. Let's start with time management, the linchpin of balance. It might seem counterintuitive, but scheduling regular breaks can actually enhance your productivity. Try the popular Pomodoro technique. Focus intensely for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. These short pauses can help refresh your mind and increase your capacity to retain information. But what to do in these breaks? It's not just about stepping away from your books, it's about engaging in activities that rejuvenate you. Whether it's a brisk walk, a bit of yoga, or jamming on a guitar, make sure your leisure activities are truly leisurely for you. These moments of respite are crucial. They help prevent burnout and keep your studies sustainable. Next, don't underestimate the power of physical exercise. Regular activity, be it a team sport, swimming, or simple daily stretching, keeps your body healthy and your mind sharp. Physical fitness boosts your brain's ability to learn, remember, and even think creatively. And yes, it can directly improve exam performance by enhancing your focus and energy levels. Now let's talk diet and sleep, two often neglected but critical factors in academic success. Nourishing your body with balanced meals can provide the steady energy you need for long study sessions. Avoid heavy, sugary, or overly processed foods that can lead to crashes in energy. And when it comes to sleep, aim for 7 to 9 hours per night. A well-rested brain is more efficient at processing and recalling information. Remember, a balanced life leads to balanced learning. Keep your body and mind in harmony, and success will follow.